Hello, my name is Isabella Greene. Welcome to my channel. Today I would like to answer the question that has been coming up so often in my sessions that I feel that it's worth devoting the entire video to answering that question. And the question is, how can I trust the universe when it allows all kinds of injustice? And so I'd like to bring you an example, a very real 3D example from this reality. Let's say a baby bird is born and ready to have its playful, beautiful bird life ahead of it, and all of a sudden a hawk comes and eats that bird. And so from the perspective of the bird, it's the greatest injustice there is. The bird is dead. From the perspective of the hawk, it's a very lucky day because the hawk got some prey and some food, perhaps some food for his or their children. And so from the perspective of a hawk, it's a wonderful occurrence. And from the perspective of nature, it's just the way it is. From the perspective of nature, there's no injustice, there's no disruption, there's no feeling of any sort. It's just the way it is. Right? That's the way things are set up. And when we reach the level of understanding that the unconditional love that creates and sustains worlds is completely neutral, allowing everything to take place as it was intended, or as it is intended, that changes our whole perception of things. If we take a look at love, the unconditional love that I'm talking about, the creator love, that love allows everything to play its course, to play out its role in if we take nature, then in nature, and there is no judgment of any sort from that perspective. We also need to understand that everything is constantly being matched. By that I mean the frequency of the observer of events is constantly being matched by the completely neutral space. We can call the universe that, or we can call the creator that, or we can call multiverses or the law that governs all of the events in every reality, in every world. What we put out, we get back. So everything comes back to the focus of attention and the state of our own frequency. And also, we have to remember that the idea of good and evil, the idea of justice and injustice, only exists within the realm of human reality. As we expand into higher realms, and the higher we expand into the space where everything exists and everything is present, I'm talking about the void of the or formless dimension, or the source, if you wish, the less, or these concepts do not apply at all. It is only the human mind's perspective on our 3D reality that created and is sustaining the idea of good and evil, justice and injustice, wrong and right. From the perspective of the higher mind, it's just what is. It's just the experiences that the energy is playing and matching from the perspective of complete neutrality. So we can bring this back to ourselves and remember that our focus, our energetic signature is what is being matched from the perspective of complete neutrality every single day in everything that we are experiencing. And so this gives us this next step to take into our own empowerment, becoming conscious that we are in charge of what we experience in this world. When we change our focus, our thinking, the direction of our thinking, and also sometimes our personality, and also the direction of what we are producing and emanating into the world just starts emanating back to us and reflecting back to us what it is that we are emanating out. This is the first step of awakening. The very first step of awakening is recognizing that nothing is happening to you, that you are in charge of what's happening to you. And that goes all across the board for grown-up adults and people who, we're not going to go back to, oh, what if the child is born ill? There's a lot going on with that, with the parents, with inheritance, with regulation, upregulation of the genes during pregnancy. There's a whole lot of stuff going on with children who are born sick, and we're not going to go there. We're talking about the grown-up adults who are awakening and questioning the universe, asking, wow, how can I feel comfortable in the world when I see all this stuff all the time? I can promise you that as you evolve and you gain access to understanding of how to control your frequency, how to control your thinking and your state of being, which automatically eventually becomes the state of perfect alignment, you would observe that your reality changes dramatically, and that's awakening right there for you. I had a friend who did very intense yogic practice, and during that practice, in one of the classes, that person suddenly tapped into, like departed the body and tapped into what he called Buddha consciousness. And when he came back, he was really angry because he said that, oh, it was completely neutral. It had no feeling, emotion whatsoever. It had no concept of just and unjust. And so that person decided that they want to denounce that whole state of consciousness, that whole level of access that was shown to him, because his choice was to stay within a 3D mind reality where there is good and bad, where is justice and injustice. This is why people used to spend years, 30 years on the mountain in the cave meditating to just transcend the conditioning of the human mind, so that the human mind is able to understand the perspective of the higher dimensional love, the unconditional acceptance of everything just the way it is, except we get to play with that from the perspective of changing our frequency to experience better outcomes of things and better types of realities. And it is absolutely true, because this is the law of the universe. Frequency and vibration that we emanate is matched from a perspective of complete neutrality. There's no good and bad. There is no just and unjust. There is no, oh my God, I did so, I'm doing all this wonderful stuff. Why am I still receiving questionable results? Well, if the results are questionable, that means that the frequency, the state of being that's being matched has not been yet corrected or brought to the level where you can observe your external reality, reflect back to you what's going on internally. Law of the universe. There is no way around this. This is what we call karma. This is what we experience when we see that people who are always in drama continue being always in drama. People who are always sick, they're always sick. People who are in a good place, somehow they're always in a good place. Are they so lucky? No. This is the match of the frequency, the matching of the frequency that is going on everywhere, at all times, in our reality, in all realities outside of our human reality, from the perspective of higher dimensional, unconditional neutrality. That is the highest level of love available within the structure of reality. Thank you for tuning in today. If you'd like to have a session with me, you can reach me at IsabellaGreene.com. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel here. I bring you all kinds of information. I love you. Take care. Namaste.